What is going on, Millennial Morticians? Happy Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. Boy, do I have a treat for you. I think you guys are going to be excited about today's episode. I have a very special guest from NFDA with us, and I think he's going to give you a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, not just about Chicago, but about the future of our wonderful industry. Please welcome me joining Mr. Kaniuk to the podcast.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here, and we love NFDA.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Like I said, I really enjoy the millennial crowd, and I'm a really big proponent of seeing what you guys do to our industry next.
Well, hey, I'm glad to be a part of the fire starter that keeps it going.
Great.
A few questions for you today from Millennial Morticians. What do you see as the biggest opportunities for growth in funeral services right now?
Wow. I have to say, I think this is the best time to be in funeral service. We really have a lot of demographic changes happening within the industry. There's more females than males in mortuary college, number one. You have the digital landscape of AI coming into our space. You have a lot of, I guess, generational wealth going out of the industry now. Also, too, looking to sell and a lot of consolidation happening. So I think this is a great opportunity for millennials to be joining funeral service for sure.
Wow, just hearing that got me excited all over.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm telling you, I'm eager and optimistic about the next 5-10 years for mortuaries. I'm actually thinking of going to mortuary school myself.
Wow, I definitely do. I just got out in May and it changed my life.
Good.
How can funeral homes know if a sponsorship or marketing partnership is really worth the investment with that digital age and digital change that you were talking about?
You know, you got to do your homework. It's no different than when you go to buy a car or a house. You got to do your due diligence. But I would say that anybody that's looking to get a new product or new service is trying to stay ahead of the curve. So I would listen to what the consumers are looking for, right? We do a great consumer survey, preference survey. I think it's very knowledgeable, helpful for funeral directors to look at. Generational studies that we do, any kind of studies, I would use those studies to really look at what's next.
Interesting. So definitely doing your research. And I know in that world of AI, information is so easily accessible these days. You can really do your own digging for the most part.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm a very big Chat GPT, Perplexity. I'm all of them now. If you're not using AI right now today, you're already behind.
Wow. That's a powerful statement.
Yes.
So with death and grief, those two words are becoming more mainstream, especially in wellness conversations. How do you see funeral service fitting into that shift?
I think of funeral service and funeral directors always think of the funeral is done. They don't have to help the family after the fact. But I think there's a huge upside to helping the family 30, 60, 90, 120 days out. I'll give you a perfect example from my own experience. My dad passed away 14 years ago or so, and I saw the funeral director. My dad died in January 7th. I saw the funeral director at the state convention in September the following that year. And he said, "Oh my God, how are you?" I'm like, "Good, how are you?" He said, "Great." I go, "You know what, buddy? You failed." And he's, "What do you mean I failed?" I go, "You failed." And he said, What are you talking about? I thought you had a beautiful service. I'm like, "Yes, I did. My father's service was beautiful. I loved it. You know when you failed? June 16th. And he looked at me and I said, "The first Father's Day without my dad. It would have been nice to get a card that said, 'Hey, blank funeral home is thinking of you today with the first Father's Day without your dad.'" Simple.
Wow. That
So I
connection.
think we have to rethink. Yeah, I think we have to rethink about that stuff. Estate planning, all those pre-planning, state planning, all that stuff, I think is going to be AI accessible to a lot of people now. If you look at a lot of the products coming into our marketplace that have those elements into it, I would use them. I would definitely use them if I was a funeral director today.
Wow. And I like how you added that aftercare piece. And let's be honest, a lot of funeral homes lost that after the pandemic. The pandemic changed a lot of things in services. It's just changed people wanted an easier way. That's not always better.
Think about it. Ask the question. Go to several funeral directors and say, "Hey, how many of you called the funerals that you've done a year ago?"
Mm.
and just ask the family, "How are you doing a year ago?" That's all. Simple.
I know those reactions would be surprising for a lot of funeral directors, because they just that care, and that's the importance of funeral service. And I feel like we're missing that care piece with the technology coming in. Although it's needed and it's going to advance us, you still have to care.
Yes, and the tech let me make this clear. The technology is not gonna replace the funeral director. Let me make that very clear. It's gonna help the funeral director be more productive and help them with that one-on-one touch points with the family or the people they serve. So, instead of sitting there typing everything away and getting it
Mhm.
all done, as I'm talking to you right now, a note taker is probably taking notes.
Right.
At that same time, you could be doing a death certificate. At the same time, you could be doing the obit. At the same time, you can put it in your CRM system, all at the same time while we're sitting here having a conversation with the family.
Wow.
So just think about that. I'm sure that's gonna be coming soon.
And see,
I
I
was
love,
at our
I
leadership conference.
love how you worded that. You say technology, get scared.
I'll tell you, we were at our leadership conference this year and in August, and we had a panel of people, and actually Curtis Funk from Tukios was up there, and someone said to him, "What do you see coming in the near future, and what are you concentrating on?" And he said, believe it or not, wearables. And people like took their head like wearables. He said, "Yeah, can you imagine just wearing a tie that had a microphone in it, and as you were talking, it did all of that information I just did, all that information I just talked about. It did the death certificate. It went into the CRM system. Can you imagine all that stuff being done behind the scenes? And all that life insurance information came up, all the vitals came out. It's sending an email to the doctor, getting the sign off on a death certificate all at one time. Can you
Wow.
imagine that happening? So think about that.
That's why I call them the dream team. They're amazing. They are
Yeah.
simply amazing. You gotta love Tokyo.
So I would think that Tukios is working on a lot of new stuff, and just like anybody else, I'm sure all of them are working. All the technology companies are working on things.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what are some of the biggest misconceptions about the NFDA convention, and why should millennial funeral directors, embalmers, owners be excited to attend each year? What's in it for them?
I think what's really the most important thing is the networking part and really all the workshops, all the education available to you guys, right? Um, I think I think we as owner, as a funeral home owner, you think I get to go, I'm gonna go. I urge funeral directors, owners to take a staff member with them. Take a manager, take someone that's make it a game, make it a contest. Hey, if you guys do this or get this, we'll bring you along to the convention. And I think that would help millennials a great deal. The education piece, we do like over 30 workshops. It's unheard of. I think you can learn a lot in that standpoint of everything you could think of from funeral service, from aftercare to embalming, all that stuff. It's very well worth it for you to be there.
And of course, one of my favorite parts is there's just so much to see. So much to see.
Yeah, there's 300 over 380 booths. It's funny because when people say, "What do I expect when I come there?" I'm going, "You're going to be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Come there with a plan. You can see the floor plan on our website already and on our app. You can see the floor plan. You can actually map out where you want to go, who you want to see. All the categories are there for you. If you want website development, if you want embalming, you want vehicles, you want any of that stuff, you can actually mark out where you want to go, and you can say, okay, I'm going to go there and talk to them.
Listen,
It's
guys,
going to
I've
be
been the
great. I
last
mean,
2 years, and I see something
yeah,
new every single year. I see something new, and I've been
yeah.
the last 2 years. Something new.
This year too, this year's gonna be a lot of fun because we have a lot of things planned. We do our first timers tours, so they'll be able to walk around with a headset and get in before everybody else goes and understand where everything is, and see where the workshops are and all that stuff. There'll be a great plan for there. The second thing we'll have is we're gonna have a restorative arts competition. So restorative arts competition is gonna be really great.
At the convention,
That's gonna be really
on the convention floor.
at the convention floor, and actually, it's gonna be actually videotaped. Um, it's gonna have it's really gonna be wonderful. Gabe Schaff is gonna be doing that. So you're gonna be able to see that really great opportunity. And it's 8 people over the class of 2 days competing to whoever does the best red arts. It's gonna be really great.
Wow. There's a restorative art competition, and it's going to be worth your while. Incredible. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, we also and again we still have the face off, the trivia. That's gonna be great too. We do that a number of years. And it's always fun to hear the questions that we get and how many students answer and the people that don't answer, because it's like it's actually physical questions from the
Right.
test. So it's always fun.
What's one NFDA initiative or project you're most excited about that could really shape the profession in the future?
We're working on a lot of surveys right now, and we're gonna have I'm gonna give you a little insight. You'll be the first to hear this actually right here. We're gonna be doing a survey and a guidebook that you guys are gonna have access to at convention. So it's gonna be really interesting. First time we ever done it before, so you'll be able to see that coming out at the convention. And like I said, data is very important, right? We have data about everything that you guys can have. It's accessible to you guys. From the cremation burial report to the consumer preference study to the generational study. We have a lot of studies that we do throughout the year. So I think that's really valid for you to take a look at.
I love how NFDA is pulling in the education piece and always concerned about educating the members and taking what we know to another level to be better people in our field.
Yeah, we got to think of the future leaders, right? We have Meet the Mentors. That's a great program. And then we have the National Emerging Leaders Program. That's another great program that you can go through. Um, and that's really helpful because that's advocacy that we do at that our leadership conference. So you're constantly with the board, you're constantly with other mentors and people in leadership in funeral service.
Incredible. Mr. Kaniuk, I thank you so much for joining us, for taking the time out of your busy day. I know you're gearing up for convention, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited to see you in person. I know I'm going to be there, so I'm just excited. I'm excited.
I am too. I'm excited to see you as always, and thank you to the group here for having me. Thank you.
Hey, have a blessed one. Look forward to seeing you at the convention. Don't work too hard.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that surprise guest on today's podcast. I hope you got some knowledge, some wisdom, and some things to look forward to as we progress throughout the year and as NFDA Convention approaches faster and faster. The episode big to Veo for sponsoring the Millennial Mortician podcast. If you want funeral streaming that's easy for your families, check them out at veo.org. I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.